Did you know there's one simple chair exercise that can make you stronger, more agile, and help heal your achy body? One of my clients, a 68-year woman, said this after just 1 week. She said, "I feel stronger and nimble, like I'm getting my swagger back." I'm Jack Thompson, creator of Fascia Strength and Power, and today I'll show you that same chair exercise for building pain-free strength and agility. Not by hammering your muscles with hard work, but by learning the life-changing skill, move from center. What's move from center? Imagine a young athlete gliding effortlessly with agility and grace. They move from their center, their waist area, sort of like a salsa dancer. As you age, you lose the center connection you once had, and movement becomes driven by stiff shoulders and hips, making most older people move more like a stiff robot than a dancer. So how do you develop move from center? Let me show you now with this simple but powerful chair exercise. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch the fascia wetsuit, because as we sit in a chair, and by the way, I'm in a hard chair here, and I'm going to stretch the fascia wetsuit, meaning I'm not going to be slouching. I'm going to suspend the head higher. Okay, think of just tugging the crown of your head. It's being pulled a little higher, and your shoulders drop off of that suspended head. The shoulders down, the head up. Think a long spine here. Left to right. Stretch the fascia wetsuit, the upper chest and the upper back. We don't want slouching. We want the opposite of that. Just a little internal stretch from left to right, both in the front and the back. And that's my good posture. Stretch fascia wetsuit. My shoulders are down and back. They're not forward. My posture is upright and aligned, and the shoulders are right over my hips, not forward, and I'm not arching my back either. So go ahead and put your arms off to the side, palms forward, get a little stretch in your fingertips. And what I want you to do is start rolling your shoulders in this like backwards kayak motion. First thing I want you to do is not move from center, do the opposite, where you're just moving from your shoulders like most people do. So you're going to feel your shoulder come up and down, up and down. And understand when the shoulder does that, when it raises up off the rib cage, it disconnects your total body strength. The shoulders are floating, they're up towards the ears when you do that, and you're disconnected from your center, your core, and your feet. So the body's weak. So feel doing the weak thing. Feel what that feels like. Now what I want you to do is keep the shoulders down and back. Keep them down on the rib cage. And I want you to do the same motion, but now you're moving from your center. You can think of your belly button kind of zigzagging, doing the motion. It's almost like you're a belly dancer. Now this will take some of you some trial and error. You got to play with this, okay? Because the center is basically locked down from years of not paying attention to it, and that's what happens as we get older. We bring that back online. We move more like a dancer. We got more rhythm. We got more agility through our core area. So do the wrong thing. Make the shoulders come up. Do that kayaking motion. Now put the shoulders down and back. Keep them down. Now move from center. And you will feel your core area, front, sides, back, all of them doing this work, and I'm not tightening it. When people think core, they so often think you got to tighten your core. I'm not tightening at all. It's more like my waistline area. Think of it like it's a bag of water, and it's wishing around in there, kind of moving back and forth to power my shoulders to do this kayaking motion while I keep my body connected, shoulders down. Let's switch it up and go forward. So my shoulders right now are lifting up, the wrong thing. They're inching up towards my ears as I do that. When I do this, when the shoulders come up, I'm disconnected, no good. Now I'm going to put my shoulders down and move from center. Shoulders stay down, and my waistline is doing the movement, kind of like a belly dancer. So again, this is just a drill to wake up the center, but I'll give you some real life situations. Like I used to be a wrestler, and I know when I was, when I started to have injuries and stuff, my shoulders were creeping up into my ears as I was tied up with guys, grappling with them and that kind of thing, where I didn't keep them down. And some injuries started happening, shoulder injuries, back injuries, that sort of thing, because my body's taking all this force now, disconnected. My shoulders are not connected to my body. I'd have been a better wrestler and not had injuries if I'd have kept the shoulders down and grappled from there, from my center. Now my whole body's behind my efforts as I'm trying to outmaneuver the guy. Let's say you are a hockey player and you go to shoot a wrist shot. If your shoulders come up, you're disconnected, you're going to snap that wrist shot with not as much juice because you disconnected as your shoulders raised up. So there's a few athletic scenarios, but let's say you're a grandmother and you go to pick up your baby granddaughter and you go to pick her up, but right when you go to pick her up, you lift your shoulders up a little bit, then you pick her up. You're disconnected, your strength, right when you raise your shoulders up and they're towards your ears, now the body's disconnected. You want to keep your shoulders down and pick up the baby. So what's going to happen is you're going to play with this and you're going to get better at moving from center. Just with this kayak motion, no longer moving from your shoulders, you'll get better and better. Then when you feel it like you're actually gaining some ground and you got a center connection powering the movement, what I want you to do is just do the motion kind of, but with a bent elbow like this right here, and just pick up your arms while you do it. See how I'm raising my arms? And I can lower them like this. And what you're going to start to figure out, your brain is going to start to figure out, as it lifts something, a load in front of you, it's going to use the center more and keep your shoulders down. I'm doing my rotations. Now slowly bend your elbows and just raise your arms a little bit. Keep doing the rotations just like this. And it's just a drill. This isn't like how you would lift something with this exaggerated movement. I'm not saying that. I'm saying let's wake our center up and teach our brain to keep our shoulders down and to use our waistline, our center, as we pick things up. Now it's interesting, as you get better from moving from center, just from this beginner drill I'm showing here, what you're going to notice if you get up and walk, you take a little walk, you might notice that you have a little more swagger in your walk because you just woke up your center. It's no longer stiff and stationary. Now it's involved in the movement a little bit. So as you get done after doing, let's say a couple minutes of this and you're really waking up your center, get up and take a walk and just feel if you got a little more roll in your stride, a little more swagger. If you're getting that, you know you're going in the right direction. So another thing I want you to think about is that as you get better from moving from center, all your movements now are going to be powered using your whole body because the center connects the lower body and the feet to the upper body. It's kind of like the bridge. If the center isn't being activated, you don't have that bridge and now your feet and your legs aren't involved in the movement. So what ends up happening as you get better from moving from center, your joints, everything from your spine, your shoulders, your knees, your hips, your ankles, they all take on less stress during everyday movement because your center, it's like a new power source that you've just brought online. So not only you're stronger, you're more agile because you're moving more like a dancer, not a stiff robot, but you're also putting your body in a healing state. Think of it this way. Without move from center connection, all your movement suffers. It's kind of like pushing a shopping cart with a jam wheel. All effort and no flow. The body takes a beating. But with move from center, every move glides with ease, power, and control, and the body gets a chance to heal. The key is to treat this unique training like a skill. It's not hard work. Sit in a chair once a day and play with the exercises I just showed you for 3 to 5 minutes. Try to make the movement smooth and effortless. Find a rhythm. Once you find a rhythm, you know you're on the right track. If you want to accelerate your progress with Move from Center, check out my program, Fascia Strength and Power. It includes an entire module dedicated to exercises that sharpen your ability to move from center and apply it to everything you do. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you'd like to check it out. That's it for today. We'll see you on the next video.